Good day and welcome. This is an overview of the first 5 turns of a week in Binh Long. So this is one of the 420 turn 7-day monsters that we have included within the game in lieu of a linked campaign. This is essentially a linked campaign, whereas you are playing with different missions every day for each battalion. I'll show you where we are. Let's look at the jump map. Right now, we are at LZ Louisiana 5, and we were instructed to build a fire base here. So we will utilize this landing zone and this military post to build the trenches. We secured that with elements of the D Troop 1st Squadron of the 4th Cavalry, and you can see we have the Aero Rifle Platoon there. They have secured both the old military post as well as this little hamlet here, and now this platoon will be heading to the southwest here to secure this area here. We are on the far reaches of area Louisiana, as you can see here. Here's Louisiana. Here is where that landing zone is here, right down here, as you can see. And so we're going to send this platoon down here to secure these objectives, as well as down into here, and then loop back. So hopefully this platoon in the next 35 turns will be able to secure all these things within area Louisiana, while we're building the fire base and eventually having the rest of the 2nd 28th Infantry Battalion to come over here and help with that. As you can see, there are quite a lot of objectives here that need to be secured, mostly on the eastern side. And as you can see down here, I have started, here's the 2nd 28th Battalion. Let's just highlight it so you can see what's going on. And let's kill the labels. We don't need those for speed. Common, highlight the organization. So you can see I have B Company up here. I will bring these guys together, and they will operate in the northern part. And C Company is down here. It will operate in the southern part of the zone. It will take a lot of turns to go through this because there's a lot of rough terrain in here. I suspect that these two companies will spend the vast majority of their time dealing with this, and we don't know if there's Viet Cong in here or what's in this area. Over here on the other side, this is Loc Ninh. Let's turn the labels on so you can see again. This is Loc Ninh. Here's the camp with an airfield. Let's just zoom in. I was able to bring the Huey back. That is part of D Troop. I have loaded a LRRP unit inside of it. I will send that over to the fire base, and there is another LRRP unit which I will ferry back and forth using the helicopters. Over here we have A Company, and they are going to be securing the rest of area Alabama here. Most of it has been secured by Arvin already. It's just this element over here on the other side of on this ridgeline in this plantation and along the border here. So that's the plan, is that A Company will secure this entire area. Once that's done, it will fly into area Louisiana, and depending on where it's needed, it might fly into one of these many landing zones that are available in area Louisiana. We might even split up A Company to go after certain, depending on how far B and C companies get. Further south, we have D Company, which is escorting some engineers. There is a engineer platoon as well as a bridging engineer platoon. Now, this will be a tedious task because we are finding blocks with minefields, more blocks all the way up this road here, right? So actually, let's just continue and see what we find. So more blocks. There's probably a block there that we can't get into. And all I can do is, fortunately, since I've seen them, I can drive through them with relative confidence that I'm not going to be attacked. But we are just trying to get our troops up there. And let's grab this engineer. So this is the bridging engineer. Unfortunately, we can't clear mines with it, but up here there is a crossing point that needs to be dealt with. You can see that this bridge is out, and we have a prepared spot here where we can build a bridge to cross this. It's a dark river, so we can't just drive across unless we have APCs. But all these vehicles here are wheeled, so not too much we can do. We just have to wait. So sorry, I would have normally finished this turn. I thought I did. I just missed that part. So yeah, D Company will eventually head up to Loch Ninh, clearing this road, securing it all the way up. You can see that these are all numbered, so they are what I will be securing. Up here, it's mostly secured already, so we're happy. And that's all that we're going to be talking about for the second 28th. Now let's go down. Let's go down to where are we here? So this is Anlock. Let's turn on the label so you can see. And this is Area Alaska here. Let's just zoom out. You can see the boundary here. This is fortunately something that Berto has created. I had to go in and edit it, but he allowed me to have these borders much cleaner. It looks so much better. I had to go in and make them all join and stuff, but they're all centered now, which is available tool in the map editor. That will be available with 1.20. Anyways, back to the plan. You can see that I actually have my helicopters en route, and they're pretty close to Area Alaska. This is 2 companies of 1st 16th. Oh shoot. Yeah. 2 companies of 1st 16th, and this is B Company. I think it's B and C Company. Let's just confirm that. I'm checking the handbook, and of course all the passengers that I'm choosing are all B Company. Let's try this one. Okay, so A and B companies are heading north. But what we're going to do is, since the rest of 1/16th is coming up by truck, it'll be up to these 2 companies to secure as much of this area as possible. There are 2 landing zones in Area Alaska. There's Landing Zone 1, which is in the northwest quadrant of Area Alaska, but there's an abandoned airfield down in the south. So what we're going to do is we're going to send 1 company to the abandoned airfield, and we'll send the other company up to LZ Alaska 1. I don't think we have to build a firebase for Area Alaska because we are at Anlock, where there's a big base, so we don't have to worry about that. Once these 2 companies are on the ground, they will go through and try and collect up these locations as quickly as possible. From the first turn, I was able to send up a loach with a couple of snakes, and we are utilizing some Arvin supply trucks at the Hon Quan airfield, where they were able to refuel, and they are now going to be able to be providing immediate support for both of those landings. I will probably do the landing staged. I'm not going to plot down artillery because I'm trying to save me firing. As soon as I fire, my ammunition starts going down, and I don't want to do that. I'm only gonna fire if I really have to fire, but I will put them in a position so I can land the first company, and then I'll fly up to the second landing zone and prepare to land there. If I come across any snipers or machine guns or anything like that, then I'll deal with them in kind and just start firing. Also in this location, you'll see I do have a couple of Chinooks. There's one is carrying dozers, and the other is carrying a construction platoon. I will be sending both of those Chinooks along QL13 all the way up north to Loch Ninh, and then from there I'll fly over to the proposed firebase. I will use both of those units to help construct that firebase. As in game terms, what constitutes a firebase is that I need to build at least 2 trenches within this area. And I think the zone where you have to build them is within like 2 hexes or 3 hexes or something like that. But as long as you build 2 trenches in the area that is being allocated as where you're supposed to be building a firebase, it will count as a firebase. Let's see. Let's go back. The rest of 116 is down here. You can see we have created a large convoy with all the vehicles of 116, and they are heading north. We have finally left Phuoc Vinh, I think is what it's called. Let's double check. They started the scenario here at Phuoc Vinh, yeah, exactly. So everyone was around this particular base. I had to load everyone up, decide who was going to go where. Oh, there's a supply truck that I missed. You don't want to be missing that. And notice I'm moving these trucks in steps because it will be far more efficient to do that than let the AI move for me. Yeah, so I believe it's C Company that is with this particular group escorting, but I have all my vehicles here, the supply vehicles, the headquarters vehicles, the heavy weapons, the machine guns and whatnot, plus the supply. Up here is a reconnaissance task force that I sent up this highway from 3rd Brigade headquarters. So I will have to send this back to here once they've connected. So once they've connected, then I know that 1st 16th will at least have clear roads. You know, we found a minefield here. That's not cool. We did find an IED on this road, and we didn't get damaged, fortunately enough. It was a minor IED. But once they've connected and cleared this part of the road, then 1st 16th will be on the highway, and it should move fairly quickly. I think this highway is clear all the way up, at least to Conthan, and then after that, I'm not sure if there are mines or anything like that. The bridges are still there, so that's encouraging. Nothing is shot at the helicopters. I've been using QL13 as a flight route, just mainly for myself to keep things organized. They're a lot easier to fly along that route. Let's see. Let's go back down here. Anyways, this little task force consists of my only dusters on the map. So I have some dusters and I have some jeeps with machine guns, and they have been just clearing the road. They did find this, as I said, a roadblock with some mines, but now that I know that it's there, I should be able to drive through it with relative ease. And we're almost connected here, so I suspect next turn they'll be connected and they can start heading back towards 3rd Brigade headquarters. Down here, this is 3rd Brigade headquarters. We were tasked with leaving this alone, and so far that's all that I've been doing. The only thing that I've been doing is taking the machine guns, going around, and starting to build some improved positions. I did move the other construction platoon and the other dozers to the airfield, and I will move them to the 116th area. I don't think I need anything down here, so I'm just going to move. Maybe I'll move one dozer to Conthan, and then a construction engineer plus a dozer to An Loch. That way they'll be centralized where I'm probably going to need them the most. If I need to move them, hopefully I can move them either 1 by truck, or 2 I can actually, we can take one of these engineer units and one of these dozers, and next turn what I'll do is I'll load them and I'll just drive them to Conthan, and that's where they'll stay. Then we'll have a construction platoon with a dozer at both Anlock and Loch-Nin. That will help future ongoings. I can't go to these areas yet because you can see they're all registering at 0. That means they're off limits. Yeah, you know what? That's pretty much it. What's the plan for the next 5 turns? All we're going to be doing is securing area Alaska, and we are going to be securing the rest of area Alabama, which is in this central area, and area Louisiana. This will be a challenge, and if I need to, I might have to ship up another infantry company from 1st 16th to help. I'm hoping I won't have to, but if I do, one, I have to keep in mind that I have to send the 1/16th company back, whichever one I decide to use, back to Anlock. Otherwise, I won't be able to gain the points for loggering in the correct area. But we'll see how quickly I can go through these particular areas. I am going to use the LRRP units because they're my fastest units in the bush. Nothing else can move as fast on the American side or Arvin side as the LRRP units. So if I'm especially going through the wooded areas and trails, it would make way more sense for me to send in an LRRP to try and collect as many of these points as possible. The issue is I only have 4 of those units throughout the entire game, and I start with 2. 2 more will come once I believe it's 1st Brigade comes, but until then I only have these 2, so I have to use them sparingly, because if I run into a minefield or run into an ambush, I don't want to be losing my LRRP units before I actually use them where they're supposed to be used. Now, something to consider. I can move those LRRPs, let's turn the labels on. You can see here, this is the border between Cambodia and Vietnam. So here we go. Cambodia, Vietnam. Let's see. Let's do a quick look for something. Display. Can I see? No, it's only something that is set up in the scenario file. So one of the rules for this particular scenario is that exclusion zones are activated, which means I can't send regular infantry units across the border. I can send in the LRRPs or any other special force type unit. In my case, it's only the LRRPs that I have. And how that works is either 1, I can cross the border on land, or 2, I can fly a helicopter to one of the many landing zones in behind the lines. And the whole purpose of the LRRPs is to operate behind or in Cambodia to track down any supplies that are in the area and hopefully destroy them if you can. At least identify them. When you are doing that, you will be attacked. So you want to make sure that you have, escape routes, because you don't want to be losing your LRPs, because the VC and NVA will gain a lot of points for destroying them. So you want to use them to maybe call in airstrikes or artillery, but you want to keep a low profile with them, unless you find a supply unit that is not escorted. If you do, go for it, get the points, because you get points for that, and you will reduce the VC supply by doing so. Alright, you know what? That's pretty much it. That's a quick overview. These overviews might get longer as the scenario continues on, but yeah, and we're in the beginning stages, that's pretty much all we have to cover. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer. If you want to see a turn-by-turn after action report, you can find that on the Matrix Games forum. or the Blitzkrieg Wargame Club forum. I am doing the same AAR in both locations. And if you have questions, you're more than welcome to ask me there. Let me know if you find this type of content interesting. I plan to do this every 5 turns, but if there's no interest in it, then I can do it every 10 turns or not at all. It's up to you. Let me know. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Take care. Good luck. Have a great day.